Hello and welcome.
This particular model is expected to be released around mid-2024, provided everything goes according to plan. The Swiss brand OPIUM is set to release their S-Pedelec, the S Series, in two versions, the T Series and L Series. The L Series, where L stands for low step, has a slight design variation to suit female speed pedelec riders more. Conversely, the T Series, identified by the bar here, is aimed at men. Ultimately, the choice is yours to make. I, as a man, found it quite easy and handy. You simply step through and off you go. I found the lack of need to swing my leg over quite pleasant.
Apart from that minor difference, both versions are essentially the same bike, each with a set of different colors available. The T and L models are the more affordable versions of the Elite S series by OPIUM. They are labeled as entry models, but at a price of €8,000. Without options included, they are still quite expensive. This display screen, for instance, isn't included. The suspension is also optional. However, despite these exclusions, you still get a great speed pedelec for your money.
To the Ellio Max, and other brands like Klever or Flyer also have speed pedelecs in this range. It's important to understand the advantages on offer, which we'll delve into shortly. Starting with the design, the pedelec has a unique low step-through frame, not the first for an S-Pedelec, as we've seen similar frames with an Ellio original or an ESY speed pedelec. Klever also offers a model with large wheels and a low step-through frame if you're interested in alternatives. For OPIUM, the real highlight here is the premium quality.
The frame with the integrated battery is incredibly strong, firm and stiff, which may be a bit difficult to test due to the suspension, but undoubtedly contributes to excellent ride comfort and balance. The OPIUM L gives the impression of being sturdily built with high-quality components, which provides a sense of safety on the road. This feeling of security is further enhanced by the optional front fork suspension and seat post suspension, contributing to a comfortable ride but also adding to the price.
Performance. The battery is identical to that of the S and T series, delivering 1400 kWh, which enables approximately 80 kilometers of cycling at high speeds. If you're comfortable cycling at slower speeds between 20 to 25 km/h, you could potentially cover 100 to 200 kilometers. Your range, of course, can be affected by factors such as your weight, the weather and the terrain you're covering, whether it's mostly flat or hilly. Your location also plays into this. The bike isn't equipped with a removable battery. There's a charging port. This means that charging is only possible in a garage or a workspace with a charging port. OPIUM's assumption, however, is that the substantial battery capacity reduces the need for frequent charging.
This speed bike delivers in terms of performance. The strong rear-wheel motor can easily achieve speeds of 40-45 kilometers each. It's the same motor used in the S series, but the software has been adjusted to provide a less aggressive output of 850 watt compared to 930 watt on the S series. While this may not be the most powerful electric engine out there, the motor boasts high quality. Plus, if you're achieving speeds of 40-45 km/h already, more power might not be really necessary. Since it's a rear wheel motor, it directs power straight to the rear wheel, which means you can accelerate quickly and reach top speeds faster than you might with a mid-drive hub, for instance. However, when it comes to uphill stretches, a mid-drive motor may prove more beneficial. Recent developments in brands like Ellio and Specter have introduced two-wheel drive. This means both wheels are supported by an electric engine, a front plus mid-drive, or a front plus rear. Each configuration has its pros and cons, and you'll need to consider what suits your needs the best. If you're looking for fast acceleration and speeds up to 45 km/h on flat roads, then you should go test the L series and see how you like it. Make sure to also test it uphill, as this is where rear-wheel motors are at a disadvantage. Most cycling enthusiasts are now familiar with the Gates carbon drive belt, which stands out for being low maintenance and a long lifespan. It powers the Pinion 9-speed gearbox on this bike, which, as you can see, has withstood multiple tests and still runs smoothly even when dirt and mud get into it. Honestly, one of the best gearboxes out there. Only the Pinion 12 or Smart Shift is better, but that is a premium part only available on the S series. The battery is fixed. To remove the battery, the gearbox has to be repositioned. The rear wheel incorporates a few crucial components beyond the motor, notably the sturdy TRP 4 piston brakes. These are of superior quality and ensure a very short braking distance. Additionally, the double-walled rims and spokes ensure the wheel is structurally very sound even under severe shocks. The chances of incurring any damage are slim. These features play a pivotal role in extending the lifespan of other components. The high-quality tires, which are encircled by reflective rings for better visibility, help absorb extra shocks. This ensures comfort even if you opt out of personal suspension, and also reduces the shock absorbed by the frame, motor, and gearbox, all crucial, especially in Belgium, where one can't always count on excellent cycling infrastructure. Let's cover the mudguards while we're here. Strong and quiet, made from high quality metal and secured by sturdy attachments that prevent them from loosening. The front mudguard has a double attachment to prevent unwanted noises. Most importantly, they are well designed and well placed to prevent drops from flying on your clothes and shoes. The design of the mudguard, which sits close to the tire nearly covering it, minimizes the chance of splashing. As for the luggage racks, as you can see, they went for robust carriers instead. Each side can comfortably hold up to 10 kg. The fork suspension is also unique. It's an upside-down suspension. Typically, the suspension is located at the top of the fork, but in this case, it's at the bottom. This design, coupled with its relatively shorter length, contributes to the bike's sporty appeal. Despite its shorter travel distance, about 50 minutes, it absorbs shocks very well, making it more than sufficient for rides over forest paths or fields. It's not meant for very rough terrain, but remember, it's not a mountain bike. It's a S-Pedelec designed for high speeds. The suspension is optional and advised. Make your choice based on your route or budget. Otherwise, the bike still offers an excellent ride without it, confirmed by our observations with the T series, which didn't have the suspension. Regarding the mudguards, we feel it's worth revisiting them. As you can see, the unique design with double attachments ensures robustness. Even though it might seem excessive at 40 km each, even small jolts can cause noticeable noise. Any compromise on quality in this aspect could lead to such disturbances. It's also worth mentioning that the same powerful brakes featured at the back are used at the front too. 4 pistons ensure a short stopping distance. Operation and technology also play a significant role in the overall experience. All the controls are easily accessible. The power switch, which turns on and off with a simple push. The user-friendly Fit Display software, part of the Flyer suite, is also straightforward to use. Operated with your left hand, it allows you to switch between various display modes, showing your status, navigation, configurable via an app, and settings to connect your bike, manage charging, and much more. This comfort display is an option. You normally have a smaller display here on the side, as seen on the T series, still quite handy. The upgrade shown here on the L series allows for easy mounting and dismounting, and automatically reconnects once powered on. If there were to be a downside, it would be the gearing handle found on the right side of the handlebar. It uses a twist grip. Personally, I don't particularly like it. I would much prefer shifter buttons, as they don't require loosening the grip on the handlebar as much. For the twist grip, you have to slightly release your hold to twist for gear changes, something that shifters avoids, making it more convenient in my opinion. With the step-through, OPIUM may be aiming this bike towards a female demographic, but it should not be strictly categorized as such. It's just a speed bike with the added advantage of a low step-through, a feature that also men may find appealing. A very small downside, or maybe just a habit. comes in the form of the absence of a traditional bar that we usually rely on to halt or restrain the bike while standing still. You no longer have that bar to lean on at stops. Not an issue, but something we did notice a few times. Then again, this is also the biggest benefit for shorter riders. So, a lot of good things, but you need to know this. Pedelec does come with a certain weight. Lifting the rear wheel is manageable, though heavy, and lifting the front wheel doesn't come easy either. You don't have a bar available to lift both wheels together, meaning you'll need both hands to lift the 35 kg weight of the bike. This is partially due to the high quality components of the bike. Everything is robust and solid, backed by strong metals. Such a build increases the weight. Luckily, this also provides greater stability and riding comfort, so we certainly can't really complain about that. Hoisting the bike isn't a common requirement, but it retains some importance considering there may be instances where you'll have to push the bike or lift it over an obstacle, such as a threshold or sidewalk. For pushing scenarios, you've got the walk assist function, which allows the bike to be walked at a speed of 6 km/h. OPIUM envisions this bike to be ideal for both domestic and work commutes, catering particularly for long distances. The fact that you can't remove the battery implies that you'll need to charge it at home in the garage or an outdoor outlet upon returning. However, ensure that your bike is properly secured given its high cost, making it unadvisable to leave it unattended on the street. Bear in mind, a non-removable battery may pose certain considerations. Moreover, when you're talking about long-distance commutes, riding comfort becomes vital. It's essential to ensure that the bike is properly fitted to your height. The bike offers different frame sizes from small to extra large, accommodating a wide range of height profiles. Additionally, it is adjustable up to 60 mm, providing the perfect fit. The choice to include front suspension is entirely up to you, based on your route and budget. Keep in mind, it's not an absolute necessity. However, the seat suspension, known as Kinekt 3.1, is top tier and a must in my opinion, retailing at around $300. You can add this feature later on by yourself if you prefer. This is a rider adjustable suspension and is a wise investment at these higher speeds. Given the lack of suspension on the standard model, you'll largely rely on the tyres and design for shock absorption. As mentioned earlier, the stiff frame could lead to feeling more shocks, warranting the need for this seat suspension. As always, the best advice is to, if possible, test ride the bike first. And with that, we conclude our review of the OPIUM L Series. We'd like to extend our special thanks to Belgian weather for providing rain on our test day, allowing us to conduct the review under typical Belgian conditions.